Hey guys, it's Fidan. Today we're going to be making butter chicken and naan. It's a very simple and delicious recipe, a perfect combination, also really good for dinner. The naan is super soft and delicious. I'll be showing you how to make the dough and also the rest of the procedures. And this butter chicken recipe is very classic. You don't have to put it in the blender and blend it. It's just a very straightforward recipe, also simple and delicious. Without any further ado, let's get on to making it. First, for making the naan dough, here I've taken 1/4 cup of water. Into it I'm going to add in half a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of yeast. Then just slightly mix that. Set that aside for around 15 minutes just so it blooms. Then here I've taken flour. I've taken 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Into it I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of oil. I'm just using olive oil. Into it I'm also going to add in 1/4 cup of yogurt. Then just mix it up together. Once it comes to a clump like this, you can pour in the bloomed yeast mixture. We've taken only 1/4 cup of water first. And if you need extra water, you can add in as much as you want. And once you mix it up, it should come to a really sticky dough like this. So at first it's going to be sticky, and as you keep kneading, it's going to get softer and the stickiness will go. So just keep kneading until it becomes softer. After kneading for around 5 to 10 minutes, my dough is perfectly ready. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap and let it rest for 2 hours. And after 2 hours, you'll see that the dough has come to around double, triple size. It's going to rise a lot. Now all you need to do is just punch it down. It's going to come back to its sticky form because all the gluten has rested already. So it's easier to use a spatula to get the dough out of the bowl. And then dust your work area and keep the dough. Dusting is going to prevent it from sticking. So just dust the work area with a generous amount of flour, and then you can knead it well. And after kneading for around 3 minutes, here my dough is ready. I'm going to pinch out a nice amount of dough and make it into a really nice ball. Again, dust your work area very lightly and then use your rolling pin to roll out the dough. So while making naan, the only 2 things you have to keep in mind is that while you're making the dough should be really soft, and then the naan is going to be soft. Also make sure to roll it really thick or else the naan will not come out good. Do not flatten it out too much, roll it a little thick. Then brush it with some water, sprinkle on some black seed and coriander leaves. Then flatten that out again. And here the naan is almost ready. Put it onto your frying pan and just flip it over and there. Also just sprinkle some water on the sides so that the dough cooks faster. With the steam, the dough is going to cook faster. Just close the lid and keep it for around 30 seconds. By then it's going to be perfectly done. After 30 seconds, you'll see that these bubbles are coming, and when these bubbles are coming, you can flip it over. But before flipping it, I'm just going to use a stick of butter and brush it on top. Remember, it's butter naan, so you always need butter. Just brush it on top and then flip it over. Also, just spread some butter on the bottom too. Close the lid again for another 30 seconds. And the naan is ready. Do the rest of it just in the same way. Make sure to put your flame on very low or else the naan is going to burn. Just brush it with butter, flip it over, brush the bottom with butter, and the naan is going to be ready. So now let me just show you the inside of the naan. Just while looking at it, you can understand how soft it is. It's super perfect and delicious. Now that the naan is done, we're going to get on to making the butter chicken. First, the chicken marinade. For that, here I've taken a mixing bowl. Into it, I'm going to add in around 100 grams of yogurt, 2 tablespoons of ginger, garlic and chili paste, 1 tablespoon of gram flour, salt as per taste, 2 teaspoons of red chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of coriander powder, and then mix it all together. Once that's mixed, into it I'm going to add in the chicken. Here I've taken 400 grams of chicken breast. I'm just going to add that in. I've cut it into small cubes. You don't want any bones. If there are tiny bones, just remove them. We're using boneless chicken. It's chicken breast. Just mix that together with the marinade. Pour 2 tablespoons of olive oil and then mix again. Now that's done, I'm going to transfer that onto a baking pan. You don't need parchment paper or oil, just put that onto a baking pan and spread it out. Now that's done, I'm going to keep that onto a preheated oven for baking. Not baking exactly, but we're going to be grilling it. You need to put the top flame on and grill it. If you don't have an oven, then put it onto a frying pan and dry out the water. After around 5 to 10 minutes, when you take it out of the oven, you're going to see it's perfectly grilled like this. Now let's set that aside and get on to making the sauce. First thing you need to make sure is that your vegetables and the spices are really finely chopped like this, because this is a very straightforward method, so you need the vegetables to be really fine. Then take your pan, add in around 50 grams of butter, let that melt. This is butter chicken, so a huge amount of butter is required. Then I'm going to add in the onions. Here I have half an onion chopped, or instead of an onion you can use 10 shallots. It should be really finely chopped like this. Add that in. Stir that around. Also, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of garlic finely chopped, a teaspoon of ginger finely chopped, and a teaspoon of green chili finely chopped. Mix that up and just saute it until it's nice and soft. You don't want it to be golden brown, but really nice and soft. Once that's cooked, we can add in the spices. I have a teaspoon of red chili, cinnamon, clove and cardamom, a teaspoon of coriander powder, and just mix that well. Then I'm also going to add in a tablespoon of tomato paste. Mix that up and then add in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and saffron powder. Again, just incorporate all of it together and add in hot water, around 1/4 cup of hot water. Just pour that in and mix it. Then let's pour in 500 milliliters of double cream. Mix it well once again, and then you can close the lid for around 5 minutes and just cook. And after 5 minutes, when you open the lid, you'll see that the batter or the sauce is a little bit more thicker, like this. I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. I forgot to add it earlier. And you can see the sauce is really smooth. Now I'm going to add in the chicken, the marinated chicken that we grilled earlier. Just add that in. Mix that up, and then you can close the lid for around 2 minutes and keep it so that all the gravy mixes up with the chicken, and then it's gonna be more flavorful. And after around 2 minutes, when you open the lid, the whole gravy is gonna be thicker and the butter chicken is ready. You can serve it along with the naan. To garnish it off, a small piece of butter on top since it's butter chicken. And that's how simple it is to make butter chicken and naan. I hope everybody tries this recipe out. The naan is super soft and the butter chicken is delicious and flavorful. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also ring that notification bell so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching. Love cooking. Bye bye.